Okay, I want to welcome everybody once again. Welcome to another Blender video. Okay, I'm just opening up Blender now. This is another Blender video. It's really a pleasure for me to be making these Blender videos for you guys. Yeah, got some music playing in the background. We're in the vibe. We're in the zone, you know. Yes, what it is. I'm sorry again if there is any choppiness in the sound though. Okay, like sometimes with them doing these recordings and stuff, but you know, so basically we've got the cube here. Okay, so I've made quite a few videos recently showing you about like how I'm trying to come up with designs for like building designs and stuff. In this particular video right now, I'm gonna think about things. Right, I've got to start doing things. You got to get yourself organized sometimes, right? So let's look at this, right? Let's open. Like, this is what I do. Okay, it's one of my top secret things that I do myself. I usually open up Word, if not Notepad. Okay, so just open up Microsoft Word or Notepad. Word's good because like you can like work things better, but this is where I'll do a lot of my planning. If not, on my mobile phone, on my phone, even when I'm out and about, when I'm like anywhere I might be, if I'm not at home, you know, I'll get straight on my phone and just go into the Notepad thing. I mean, everybody's phone can do it, you know. I'll start typing some notes there. Most people's phones can do it, and they've got like a Notepad thing, and you can like type notes for yourself. Like, I won't type a whole script out for one of my animated shows that I'm making. I can't do that. I could, but it would take a lot of work. What I would do is I would start writing notes. For example, if I was going to write a script, oftentimes I won't go into absolute detail. I'll just write a list of scenes or a list of characters or a list of ideas that I want, things that I would like to have in the show. Later on I'll work on more organization or more details. Right now we're talking about 3D props and things that I need. Now I've got various things I'm planning out. I'm going to do a few test animation shows, like a few test animated scenes, like, you know, in 3D and 2D. I mainly work on 2D animation, as I say, but I want to make, you know, some proper new 2D animated cartoons. I'm going to be looking into doing some rotoscoping too, rotoscoping in 2D for animation, and what that really means. Okay, rotoscoping is when you draw over actual video frames. Now, in some ways, you might say it might end up looking bad. Sometimes that ends up a bad thing. Sometimes it ends up looking good. And I used to be against rotoscoping in some ways too, because I used to think that, you know, it's similar to like my thoughts on matte painting. You know, there's people that do matte painting and stuff. There's different kinds of digital painting. You know, I'm very inspired by some of these people that do this concept art, where they do drawing and painting, and they come up with these amazing visuals like for these different scenes. But it seems there's two different kinds of like concept painting. One is like, or concept art. One is like when you're just digitally just painting or drawing freehand, but then there's also matte painting, which has been used in films and stuff over the years as well, where they actually use real photos, you know, of actual things, be it real scenery or models or whatever, and then they manipulate that, you know, with effects or paint over that, but still actually keep those things in there, you know. Now, to me, I know it can turn out okay. Sometimes it can look alright, you know, it looks really good sometimes. But I'm a person who loves drawing and I love painting, and I'm trying to you know, do what I can digitally, you know, with my animation and my art in general. But the thing is, okay, it's like when you work in art, you're always going to find that there's different challenges for different people. Some people might find it harder to draw people and characters in positions and poses. Like me, I think that's really hard. You might be more better at drawing things like machinery, I don't know, vehicles, weapons, or scenery, you know, backgrounds and props and whatever. So you'll find these different things, and it's got like perspective, you know, and then you've got to learn the anatomy of the human body. There's so much stuff you've got to learn. So, but I'm working on that. But what I've looked at, okay, is I've looked at videos and little kind of like documentary videos too on YouTube, and I've actually looked at a lot of rotoscoping video clips that have been done from movies for many years, right, going back. Even Disney used to use it and stuff, and some modern manga and anime movies too. Now some of them look like better than others. Some of them look rough, but some of them, it's got a certain look to it. But one thing I've noticed, okay, is you wouldn't, let's think about it, you wouldn't call yourself a cheat to use a ruler to draw a straight line, right? To draw a straight line. The ultimate goal, if you're an architect, let's say an old school architect, and you're going to use rulers and things to do your straight lines, right? You may want to practice to have a steady hand. You might be a masterful whatever, at doing whatever you do, but it's like these tools are for good, for helping you to get your end results. So you can like map some lines down and then start drawing your details in freehand, and working your imagination and your skill as you go anyway, right? So like you might be good at doing certain things, but the goal is to ultimately come up with something, right, that's good, some vision in your mind. And like if you're a storyteller, a filmmaker, then you want to have the things that are going to help you, not necessarily help you, you know what I'm trying to say. It's like, let's say a builder builds a house, right? His own kind of house, from his own design. It's not those tools that do it. He does it. And I'm not talking about the hard work either. I'm talking about the vision in his mind and the actual creativity of how that house is built. You see? So we can use tools, everything we use, tools, machinery, robots, whatever. All this stuff we use is just tools. What it comes from is the human being. The human creating tools and creating. It's the imagination of the human being. So, great, wonderful works of art have been created over history, paintings and stuff. That looks so realistic. I've seen people that can paint almost photorealistic stuff even now, okay? And it's not always the best. It's not about the technology, but sometimes it is about the technology that can help you. I think it's like transport. You want to get somewhere. You want to deliver something in good time. Then efficiently. Then you may need to create a ship that can travel across the sea, and carry people. You know what I mean? So it's like. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I think it's okay to work with different mediums, and I think I've looked at, some of the results of like rotoscoping when people draw over like video clips, like to get those proper moves, to see the actual the movement of a human being and whatever it is, and a mixture, a combination of the both, like of the two, like designing your own characters, your own backgrounds and everything, but actually using the footage to get like great perspective and like the natural movement of the human being, and just drawing over the frames of a video of actual footage. I think it's a great way of filmmaking, and it's a great way of animation filmmaking. So I'm going to be working with some of that stuff as well for 2D, and I'm going to try and incorporate some 3D stuff as well with it. But I'm actually trying to like prepare now, because I want to do some 2D animation and 3D animation. What I need to do first of all is come up with a list here and type up a list. Please excuse me. Type a list here now of props and things that I need for various scenes. Like especially scenes like city scenes, like urban scenery. It could be nature scenes. Like what would you need in a natural setting? You'd need different kinds of trees, bushes, grass, rocks, and stuff like that. In an urban setting, you need all kinds of different buildings and parts of those buildings, and railings and lampposts and rooftops and vehicles. And there's a lot of stuff online, even some free stuff that you can download, and if you like credit people's names and stuff. But I think it's good to be creative and come up with your own collection of like primitive shapes or various models that you can reuse again. But then again, you might not always want to use them, but this is something I'm going to be looking at, okay? So I'm going to talk to you again very, very soon. Let's see you in the next video, okay? Because I have to stop it now. There's a time limit on this particular screen recorder. I'm using Bandicam, the demo version. Okay, I'll see you in the next video, okay, guys?